A nosy HOA Karen scales your fence to slap you with a fine for some petty rule violation, only to come face to face with a pack of highly trained police canine guard dogs you've been breeding right in your backyard. Chaos ensues as she realizes her mistake too late. Will she escape unscathed, or will this trespassing tyrant finally get a taste of her own medicine? Stick around for this wild tale of revenge, pettiness, and furry justice. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these insane HOA horror stories. Like this video if you've ever dealt with a nightmare neighbor, and drop a comment below sharing your own Karen encounters. We read them all, and might feature yours in a future vid. Now let's dive into the story. In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns stretched like green carpets under the watchful eyes of the Homeowners Association, lived a man named Alex. He was no ordinary resident. By day, he worked as a trainer for the local police department's K-9 unit, and in his spacious backyard, he bred and raised German shepherds destined for duty. These weren't your average pets, they were disciplined, fiercely loyal beasts honed to protect and serve. Alex's property was his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the rigid rules of the HOA that governed every blade of grass and every paint color in the neighborhood. But peace was fragile here, especially with neighbors like Karen, the self-appointed queen of compliance. Karen was the HOA president, a woman in her mid-50s with a perm as tight as her grip on the rulebook. She patrolled the streets like a hawk, binoculars in hand ready to pounce on any infraction. Her days were filled with issuing fines for overgrown hedges, unauthorized bird feeders, or cars parked a fraction too close to the curb. To her, the neighborhood was her kingdom, and she ruled with an iron fist wrapped in passive-aggressive notes. Alex had managed to stay under her radar for years, his fence high enough to shield his operation from prying eyes. But one fateful afternoon, that changed. It started innocently enough. Alex had just finished a training session with his latest litter of pups. The dogs, a mix of adults and adolescents, lounged in the shaded kennels, their ears perked at every sound. He wiped sweat from his brow, admiring their sleek coats and alert postures. These animals were more than dogs. They were partners to officers, capable of sniffing out danger or taking down suspects with precision. As he locked up the gate, he noticed a flicker of movement along the back fence, a shadow that didn't belong. Unbeknownst to Alex, Karen had been stewing over a complaint from another neighbor about strange noises coming from his yard. Whines, barks, commands, it all sounded suspicious to her. Armed with her clipboard and a digital camera, she decided to investigate personally. The fence was tall, chain-link topped with privacy slats, but Karen was determined. She parked her golf cart a block away, slipped on her sensible sneakers, and approached the barrier. With a grunt, she hoisted herself up, fingers gripping the links, and swung a leg over. Landing with a thud on the soft grass, she dusted off her khakis and smirked. "Gotcha," she whispered to herself, already envisioning the fine she'd issue for whatever violation she uncovered. The yard was larger than she expected, dotted with agility courses, water bowls, and rows of kennels. As she crept forward, camera at the ready, a low growl echoed from the shadows. Karen froze. Emerging from the kennels were the dogs. First one, then two, then a chorus of alert barks as the pack sensed an intruder. These weren't fluffy lapdogs. They were muscular guardians, eyes locked on her with unwavering intensity. The lead dog, a massive male named Rex, stepped forward, hackles raised, teeth bared in a silent warning. Karen's heart pounded. She backed up slowly, clipboard slipping from her fingers. "Nice doggies," she muttered under her breath, but there was no appeasing them. The dogs formed a semicircle, herding her toward the center of the yard, their training kicking in instinctively. Alex, hearing the commotion, rushed out from the house. He saw Karen, pale and trembling, surrounded by his charges. "What the hell are you doing here?" he demanded, but she could only stammer excuses about HOA inspections. The dogs held their ground, not attacking but preventing escape, their presence a wall of fur and fangs. Alex called them off with a sharp command, and they retreated reluctantly, still eyeing her warily. Shaken, Karen scrambled back over the fence, vowing revenge for the humiliation. But this was just the beginning. Her trespass had ignited a fire that would consume the entire neighborhood. As the sun set that evening, Alex pondered the incident. He knew Karen wouldn't let it go. Her ego was bruised, and she'd come back swinging with official complaints. Sure enough, the next morning, a certified letter arrived. a formal notice citing him for unauthorized animal breeding and demanding he cease operations or face eviction proceedings. Alex chuckled darkly. Little did she know. His breeding program was fully licensed, a partnership with the police department that predated the HOA's latest bylaws. He decided to play along, attending the emergency HOA meeting she convened. The room buzzed with tension as residents gathered, Karen at the podium like a prosecutor. She detailed the dangerous dogs, exaggerating the encounter to paint Alex as a menace. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Some feared for their safety. Others rolled their eyes at her theatrics. Alex remained calm, presenting his credentials. Permits, vet records, testimonials from officers whose lives his dogs had saved. The board shifted uncomfortably. Karen's case crumbled under scrutiny. Defeated but not deterred, she pivoted to petty enforcements, fining him for fence height, yard maintenance, anything to harass. Alex countered each one, his lawyer friend from the force advising him on loopholes. The neighborhood divided. Some sided with Karen's iron rule, others cheered Alex's quiet rebellion. Tension simmered as anonymous tips flooded her inbox about his secret kennel, fueling her obsession. One night under cover of darkness, Karen returned, this time with a drone borrowed from her nephew. Buzzing over the fence, it captured footage of the dogs in action, training drills that looked intimidating from above. She edited the clips, posting them anonymously on the neighborhood Facebook group, captioning them, "Wild animals in our backyard." Panic spread. Parents kept kids indoors. Petitions circulated. Alex woke to reporters at his door, the story going viral locally. He explained patiently, inviting a news crew to film the dog's heroic side. Demonstrations of obedience, scent work, protection drills. Public opinion swayed. Donations poured in for the K9 unit, turning Karen's smear into a boon. Furious, she doubled down, filing a lawsuit claiming emotional distress from the fence incident. Court dates loomed, lawyers sparred, but evidence showed her trespassing. Security cams Alex had installed captured it all. The judge dismissed the case, ordering her to pay costs. Humiliated, Karen's reign began to crack. Board members whispered about impeachment. Yet she wasn't done. Scheming in her pristine living room, she plotted her ultimate move, unaware that Alex's dogs, symbols of justice, would soon deliver the final blow. The feud escalated into all-out war, with the neighborhood as the battlefield. As weeks turned to months, the once tranquil suburb of Willow Creek transformed into a hotbed of intrigue and division. Alex, the unassuming canine breeder, found himself at the center of a storm whipped up by Karen's unrelenting vendetta. His days, previously filled with the rhythmic barks and wagging tails of his German shepherds, now included strategy sessions with allies, fellow residents tired of the HOA's overreach. They formed a loose coalition, sharing stories of Karen's past tyrannies. The family fined for holiday lights, the elderly couple harassed over recycling bins. Alex's backyard, fortified with upgraded security, became a symbol of resistance. The dogs, oblivious to the human drama, continued their rigorous training, their keen senses picking up on the heightened tension. Karen, meanwhile, licked her wounds from the courtroom defeat but emerged more venomous. She rallied her loyalists, mostly retirees with too much time and a fondness for order, convincing them that Alex's operation posed a clear and present danger. Secret meetings in her garage birthed new bylaws, bans on commercial activities in residential zones, noise ordinances tailored to silence his training sessions. Petitions flew door to door, signatures coerced with veiled threats of future fines. Alex countered with facts, hosting open houses where neighbors could meet the dogs up close. Puppies tumbling playfully, adults demonstrating calm obedience. Children giggled as soft muzzles nuzzled their hands. Skeptics left converted treats in pockets. The media latched on, dubbing it the dogfight in the suburbs, with viral clips of Karen's drone footage juxtaposed against heartwarming K9 stories. Public sympathy tilted toward Alex, but Karen played dirty. One evening, as shadows lengthened, she slipped the anonymous complaint to animal control, alleging neglect. Inspectors arrived unannounced, combing the kennels for violations. They found none. Impeccable conditions, healthy animals, all paperwork in order. Frustrated, Karen escalated. Rumors spread of poisoned treats tossed over fences, though none materialized. Alex installed motion sensor lights, his dogs patrolling the perimeter with increased vigilance. The turning point came during a stormy night. Thunder rumbled as Karen, driven by obsession, attempted another incursion. This time, disguised in dark clothing, she cut a small hole in the fence with bolt cutters smuggled from her husband's toolkit. Squeezing through, she aimed for the main kennel, phone in hand to document abuse. Rain slicked the ground, masking her steps, but not from the dogs. Rex the alpha alerted first, a deep growl cutting through the downpour. The pack mobilized silently, years of police training guiding them. They surrounded her in the mud, blocking paths without aggression, their eyes glowing in lightning flashes. Karen slipped, falling into a puddle, her phone sinking with her dignity. She screamed for help, but the storm drowned her cries. Alex, awakened by the commotion, rushed out with a flashlight. He found her cowering, dogs holding formation like sentinels. Calling them off, he helped her up, her clothes soaked and torn. "This ends now," he stated firmly, though his voice carried no malice. Shivering, Karen nodded, the fight draining from her as reality hit. She'd crossed a line, literally and figuratively. Police arrived, summoned by Alex's security system, documenting the break-in. Charges loomed: trespassing, vandalism. The neighborhood awoke to sirens, gossip exploding by morning. Karen's loyalists distanced themselves, the HOA board calling an emergency vote. Impeachment proceedings began, her presidency crumbling like wet soil. Alex, ever the professional, focused on his work, his dogs none the worse for the ordeal. Bonds strengthened among residents. Barbecues replaced board meetings, laughter echoing where accusations once flew. Yet whispers lingered. Karen, sidelined but not silenced, plotted from afar, her resentment a seed waiting to sprout. The suburb breathed easier, but peace was tentative, a fragile truce in the ongoing saga of suburban strife. As alliances shifted, the true test approached, one that would force a final reckoning between order and freedom. In the aftermath of that stormy night, Willow Creek hovered on the brink of renewal. Alex's property, once a flashpoint, became a community hub. Neighbors visited regularly, some even volunteering to help with puppy socialization. Tiny hands petting velvety ears under watchful adult supervision. The dogs thrived, several graduating to active duty, their exploits featured in local news, busting drug rings, locating missing persons. Alex's reputation soared. Donations funded expansions, turning his backyard into a state-of-the-art facility. Karen, stripped of her HOA throne, retreated to her home, a fortress of lace curtains and faded glory. The impeachment had been swift, evidence of her trespass overwhelming. She faced community service, ordered to volunteer at the local animal shelter, irony not lost on anyone. There, amidst yapping strays, she grappled with humility, her sharp tongue dulled by furry chaos. But resentment festered. Late nights found her poring over old rule books, seeking loopholes for comeback. The neighborhood, sensing the lull, pushed for reforms. Transparent meetings, relaxed bylaws, even a dog park initiative spearheaded by Alex. Elections loomed, candidates promising harmony over harassment. Tensions eased but not erased. Anonymous letters still circulated, echoing Karen's rhetoric. Alex remained vigilant, his security cams rolling, dogs ever ready. The climax unfolded at the annual block party, a tentative celebration of unity. Tents dotted the park, grills sizzling, children chasing frisbees. Alex brought a few pups for demonstrations, obedience routines that drew applause. Karen attended reluctantly, court-mandated to show goodwill. She lurked on the fringes, clipboard absent but eyes sharp. As dusk fell, a firework mishap sparked panic, a stray rocket veering toward the crowd. Chaos erupted, screams piercing the night. In the melee, a child wandered lost, separated from parents. Alex's dogs, leashed nearby, sprang into action on command. Rex led, nose to ground, tracking the scent through the throng. They found the boy huddled under a picnic table, unharmed. Cheers erupted as the reunion unfolded, cameras capturing the heroism. Karen watched, face ashen, her narrative shattered publicly. The incident sealed her fate. Any lingering support evaporated. She conceded defeat privately, moving away months later to a condo complex with stricter rules, her era ending not with a bang, but a whimper. Willow Creek flourished. The HOA reformed into a supportive entity. Alex continued his work, his dogs embodying the justice they defended. Peace settled like dew on fresh-cut grass, a testament to resilience against petty tyranny. Stories of the feud became legend, whispered at gatherings, a cautionary tale of overreach and comeback. In the end, the suburb learned that true community thrived not on rules, but on understanding, and a pack of loyal guardians didn't hurt. If you enjoyed this epic HOA showdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more wild stories every week. Share your own neighbor nightmares in the comments. We love hearing them. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.